So-called human beings are behaving less than a monkey like me. The monkeys are much more peaceful in doing what they are doing best, picking up from each other at ease. We as human beings supposed to have evolved creatures in this evolution of mankind, yet our behaviors are much worse than the monkeys themselves or any other creature or animal related to human behavior has become such that we have created problems because of our social norms and ideas and nationalities and religious ideologies and teaching. What is to be a human is a great privilege. That privilege has been removed. The privilege at birth has been removed because taken away by the society norms, work titles, job greed, family status, money, politics, and religions and your beliefs. One must never blame another nation for doing something wrong, or one must never blame doing wrong of their own actions of being inhuman or greed and selfish, because it seems that we blame West against Asia, against South, against the North, against developed nations, against developing nations and impoverished nations. Remember, on each of these nations, so-called regions and countries and enclaves and autonomies and states and UN states and member states and so-called, they're all populated by human beings. Human beings at different levels of experience. Human beings with different environmental situations and conditions. Human beings that have been impoverished because of few selfish individuals decided that their well-being is more important than somewhere else in the south, west, east, or center. And this is where we are today, blaming one another on a constant basis with exchange of words, with few actions to improve the human suffering, human struggle, and human disasters that we create for ourselves instead of improving the well-being and life for all. There are no ivory towers that are safe unless the environment around and the people who supports those ivory towers are safe. There are no countries that are against another. It is the human idea that is gone against somebody else's idea. It is inevitable that your idea, your belief is one day going to come into contact with somebody else's ideas and belief. As a human being, you have the capacity and the enough knowledge and understanding today. In terms of technology, we have improved and empowered individuals to such standards that nobody should be impoverished or being pushed to a corner, where we all are equally capable with technology and science and other. It is sad that human means that we moved away from monkey to a people, yet today the monkeys are much better global citizens than the human race on the planet today. And when I say monkeys, especially the humans so-called themselves leaders, teachers, preachers, anthropologists, socialists, democratic, Republicans, name yourself anything you wish if you are not peaceful by your own nature. the work that you do for improving the human well-being and human lives and the life of this planet and other creatures, if you're not in the capacity of being able to handle yourself as a peaceful individual, evolved creature, as a human being, your position and title and your entitlements are for destruction to the peace of the environment, peace of the surrounding, peace of yourself. Are you peace by your own nature? Can you put your hand on your heart and admit that you are not the problem, that you are never the problem in situations that we face? There are no black problems, there are no white problems, there are no English problems, there are no Western problems, there are no Indian problems, there are no African problems, there are Chinese, American, Canadian, Italian, French, English, Indian, Indonesian, Sri Lankan, Zimbabwean, South African, Chadian, Mexican, Brazilian problems. There are no childhood problems. There are no adult problems, teenage problems, puberty problems, gay problems, lesbian problems, straight problems, men problems, women problems. There are no young age problems. There are no middle age problems. There are no old age problems. These are all human conditions that we, as human beings, have been unable to address by oneself, and created situations for ourselves in terms of making situations and problems for ourselves. It is this thought and this idea that must go away, instead of we turning ourselves against each other. And for our well-being, all we can do is to be an extension to one that is weak and improve their lives if you're in the capacity. This is all we can do as human beings in this temporary existence of our life here on this planet, so-called. The very heaven that we live upon, that we have turned the very earth into hell. Yet, if you're well, if you're peaceful by your own nature, the very hell that we have turned our beautiful Garden of Eden, our planet that supports us, our lives. The people who are miserable and created situations for themselves, in turn causing tremendous hardship and trouble and cause devastating destruction on this planet, are looking to go elsewhere by promoting somewhere else is much better than the very earth that we experience as human beings in our life. It is sad that none of us are admitting to finding solutions to situations we face. Instead, we are busy sitting in meetings, summits, conferences, and endless peace talks. If you're not peaceful by your own nature, the peace talks are just a way of making yourself a little trip to somewhere else on the planet at the cost of the taxpayers' money, and for you to enjoy the luxuries of the 5-star conference convention centers and coming up with no solutions to the problems, but creating endless situations for ourselves and enhancing the problems that we already exist with. If you are sincere enough as a human being, it is time that you and the people that you support and wanting to see their well-being is as the heart of your work, I'm sure, and you're willing and you're peaceful and genuine and honest enough to find solutions to the human problems that we face. Because as I said, there are no other problems other than human problems in this world. If there are no humans, the world will be peaceful, the world will flourish, the world will thrive, and all other creatures will live a much profound and much peaceful and much wonderful life. My Sunday wishes to you all. Be the one that comes with a solution rather than enhancing the problem.